Hey guys, hope you're well. Once again, thank you so much for viewing the recent lives that we've been doing. And apologies for the last live where we got disconnected when we were having a conversation on mental health, especially touching on the topic of depression. Hi Yogita, thank you for joining. Bhavesh, Yagnik, hello mate. So it's something that we wanted to touch up on and do a proper live. And I'm so grateful and to be joined by Jennal. So this time it won't disconnect, hopefully. But hi, Salome, how are you? And it's something that we decided to actually repeat some of the stuff that we did spoke about last time, because we got so into the engagement with so much we can answer. So we're gonna repeat everything, a lot of the stuff that we did last time, and I want people to engage. So leave comments. If that's something that relates to you, then please do leave some comments. And as I said in all my lives, that the whole point of doing this is to share. And once again, something that's pushed me to launching my own YouTube channel, which got launched 2 days ago, and I'll share a link on this Facebook Live, is because I realized a lot of people that are not on Facebook, please do copy the link, send it to people, and hopefully they can view all the lives that I've been doing from the start to now on Facebook, on YouTube, sorry. So I will be plugging it in different social media platforms, and I will keep you updated, guys. But yes, enough about me, and we're going to crack on with the live. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. Nikita, hello. Shito, Nish, Delia, hi Salome, Sagar, I hope you're doing well, thank you. Milan Mehta, Bayal, amazing. You know what, you could be doing anything today. It's Sunday evening, you should be watching TV, but you've actually joined this live, which means somewhere along the line, either you've been through this journey or someone that's going through this journey, and we're hoping that we can help in whatever way. And again, before we go into the live, I keep saying this, and I said this last time and in all my lives, we're not doctors, we're not practitioners in any form, but it's something we want to share, the journey that we've been through, but also people that we know and what they've been through, and how they've come out of it, or what they're doing to come out of it. So this is something I hope you guys can actually share with your loved ones, family, friends, and please do not feel ashamed or to leave comments. And if you feel that you want to leave a comment and you're going through it, then look, guys, this is the whole reason for this live, is to actually build a community. That's the whole reason for this, that everyone who's joining these lives, that can actually help each other out, and that's the whole point of it. So the more people we have commenting, the more benefit that people will get from it. And again, please share. So even now, if you know someone that would benefit from it, share this link, and hopefully we can get them on live as well. So hi Visha, Charmy, and Gaval Mehta, hello mate, how are you? So Jennal, how are you?
Okay. Good, thanks.
So thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you to actually reach out. Well, actually, both of us reached out to each other for doing this live on mental health. And Jennal does a lot around mental health, so I'm so happy that she's she's here. And
my pleasure.
So I like we said last time, what is mental health? Do you think people know in terms of what mental health is, or do you think people sort of avoid the subject?
Good question. I think people do know to a certain extent, but I think, and this isn't like speaking for everybody, but people that I've spoken to outside of work, outside of family, people who don't really have a connection with mental health, automatically just assume mental health is what you see on TV. So what you see in the media.
Yeah.
Psycho, crazy. That's the labels that come with it.
Okay.
And that's why people are kind of scared to I don't know, kind of just to kind of delve into it deeper, even actually look after their own mental health because of what you see on TV and what you see on media.
Yeah.
So for that reason, I don't think everyone really knows much about mental health.
Okay.
And what they can do, and that mental health is just as important, if not more important than your physical health.
And do you think there's a lot on mental health in terms of support, or do you think people are suffering? Not suffering, but do you think people are finding it hard to actually find the support they need?
I think so. This is a really interesting question, because this was something we were speaking about at our support group, which I'll sort of talk about a bit later. We were talking about it yesterday. There is a lot out there,
right?
But sometimes, especially if you come from a particular group, like the South Asian community group, for example, you don't always know what's out there. Why? Because it's not actually promoted enough. It's not advertised enough.
Okay.
So that, yes, there is stuff, but it's not advertised when there are places to go to. But on the other hand, I don't think there is a lot specifically for specific cultures, like for specific ethnic minority communities. Harrow, for example, full of Asians. And there is currently only one support group running for South Asians, for young South Asians in the whole of Harrow, which is a group that I do with a friend of mine.
Okay. Well, we're gonna touch up on that, guys. So just stay tuned in, because Jennal will be touching up on the group that she has or that she runs, and how not just you can get involved of helping to grow this group, but also referring people, just if it's going to benefit them, then why not, so we will be touching up on that a bit later on, so just please do stay tuned in. So that goes on very well to the next question in terms of I understand there's a lot of stigma attached to mental health, and as you said, people think that when it's mental health it's psycho, and so on, but what are the main signs? I mean, in terms of because we're touching up on depression, what are the signs of depression? And what I mean by that is there a difference between sadness and depression?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we all kind of go through periods of where we feel low mood, where we do feel sad, but that's very much, it's an emotion, it's very temporary, it's not something that's long term. Depression is not just an emotion, it literally affects your whole being. It's not temporary. You can't just snap out of it, as a lot of people will say to you. You hear this a lot. I do hear this a lot. It's something that goes on for ages. It could go on for years. It could go on for the rest of your life. Another difference between feeling sad and having depression is that sadness isn't actually life-threatening. Depression can be, because when depression gets really bad, you can go through like a suicidal state as well. So those are the three main differences.
Okay. And if let's say I came across someone, and how would I know, or not know, but what are there any sort of signs that just sort of hit someone in terms of, if oh my god, that person's going through depression? I mean, how would you sort of differentiate just someone just having one sad day?
Okay.
Is there a prolonged depression sort of sign?
Okay. So it's not, there are some obvious signs, but this does not by any means apply to everybody with depression, because everybody's experience with depression is different. It is also known as the silent killer, in the sense that someone with depression can hide it very, very well. So you may have a friend who is silently suffering from depression, but on the outside, everything is totally fine. They're laughing, they're joking, they're still socializing. You would have no idea that they're going through depression. Okay, you do get people like this. I've had my own experience where I had a friend who was in that situation, a work colleague, life and soul of the party.
Right.
You would never ever think there was something going on. The only way I found out that something was going on was when he actually had a conversation with me. I never would have imagined otherwise. I never would have thought he had depression, but he was going through like mild depression. He wasn't going through like very severe depression.
Okay.
But if we're going to go talk about the sort of some of the common signs of depression, it is someone who does sort of lose interest in a lot of things in life. They start isolating themselves, like withdrawing from people, social situations. They literally just, you know, what's the word without being really, they literally kind of just lock themselves away, pretty much hide away, can't focus, very irritable, you know, very moody. But these are all common signs of depression. And also when they don't look after themselves, that can be quite, but this is like some of these sort of signs are very much about when they're quite serious, when the depression is quite serious.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, when they just don't, you know, lack of self-care, hygiene, don't look after what they eat. Weight is a big thing. If you notice someone losing weight, these are little things you need to kind of like look out for.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to touch up on Ibina. She's left loneliness causes sadness, depression, anxiety, and stress.
Yeah. And I wanted to say something on that.
Yeah, please do, because I was going to say something.
Yeah, go on. Okay, you
go.
go.
I was going to flip it around.
Okay.
Because do you think people that are depressed or anxious or stressed like to be lonely?
No, who likes to be lonely?
No, they don't. But I'm just saying, do you think they actually make themselves, like, you know, how can I put it? So if I was going through depression or if I was very anxious, I don't think I would. I know a lot of people, they wouldn't want to be around someone because they are in their own little bubble.
Yeah.
They would...
But what we've got to be careful is that that's not them doing that intentionally. That's the depression.
All right.
That's the anxiety.
Cool. Okay.
It's not like they're intentionally wanting to be away from people, you know, isolating themselves from people. It's the mental health condition.
Right.
Because you don't know what someone's going through with depression. It's a really, really dark place to be in.
Right. Okay.
And, you know, the longer that person has depression, it becomes even more difficult to reach out and be around people. So it's not the person. We have to differentiate the person from the depression.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's as a result of the depression, people do isolate and do withdraw. And like Bina said, it is actually loneliness in the first place. One of the many causes, one of the many causes is loneliness in the first place that can cause depression.
Okay. All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it does. Actually, yeah.
Okay.
No, it does.
Okay.
And I think that what I do want to touch up on, and this follows on very well with what we've just said in terms of the loneliness side, but because I don't know if you correct me if I'm wrong, but us being, and again, I'm not stigmatizing to one culture, but I've realized that being Asian, Indian, we're all doctors, right?
Right. Yeah.
When it comes to trying to help someone, we all know what's the right thing to do. Right? We have a remedy for everything.
Okay.
So I know, and we touched up on this last time, and we had so many comments, you know, when we were touching up on it, is what are the ways to help someone?
Okay.
And what I mean by that, because, so let me just rephrase that. So what are the ways to help someone? And what are the ways not to help someone that you might think you're helping someone, but you're not?
Yeah. Okay. So first thing, I just want to make a comment on what you said about Indians like to be doctors. I do agree with that, but I also disagree with that. Okay. It's actually not just Indians. It's a human thing. We're all human beings. Sometimes it doesn't come from a bad place. We have good intentions when we give someone advice, or this is what you need to do, this is what you should do. It can come from a good place. But I think what people have got to understand is when you start trying to be a doctor, start trying to give advice when the person hasn't even asked for your advice, that's putting even more pressure on that person. And what are they going to do? They're going to withdraw even more.
Got it.
They haven't asked for the advice, so don't give it.
Okay.
So based on what your question, ways in which to help someone, right?
Yeah.
I think it's really important to firstly just let people know that you're there for them. Okay. Now that can be in many different ways, but you allow the person going through depression to tell you how they want you to help. So you don't kind of go in and start saying, right, okay, I've noticed that, you haven't been out for weeks and you're not doing this and you're not doing that. I'm going to come in and I'm going to take you out. No. Again, that comes from a good place.
Right.
But you just let them lead that conversation. You just let them know, I'm going to be here for you. You let me know how I can be there for you. How can I help you? You put it back onto them.
Okay.
And if they don't want help, that's okay. Like, don't take it personally. That is there. When they're ready, they will come and reach out. Sometimes we take it so personally, like if we have like a family member or a friend who's going through something and we find out, let's say years down the line, we take it really to heart that, oh my God, but you were suffering all this time on your own. Like, why didn't you come to me? And again, we do feel bad,
yeah.
But then we're making them feel bad. So don't make them feel bad about that. Okay. So reach out, but you let them be ready when they are ready to reach out, and you let them know. You wait for them to tell you how you can help them.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Don't put any pressure on.
Okay.
The other thing was, don't start diagnosing. Okay.
Right.
Oh, so I noticed, I think you've got depression, or I think you've got this, or you need to go to do this, you need to go and do that. No, you're not there to give advice, unless if they ask you for it, but you're not there to give advice because they haven't asked for it. Okay.
Right.
So we shouldn't do that. Sorry, am I answering the question?
Yeah,
I'm kind of
no,
going back and forth.
You are. And I was just going to say, it leads very well to our next question. Okay. However, I'm going to just, we've had a few comments, so I don't want to lose them. Okay. So Salumi, at a point I was going through sadness and a tough time. I felt very lonely. You realize that some friends will give up on you because of your negativity.
Can I just touch on that? Okay.
That's a really, really, do you know what? And it's true.
Yeah. Yes. Part of depression is negativity. Okay. This is not, again, we have to separate the person from the mental health condition, whatever, okay, from the depression. Part of depression is their moods are going to be up and down. They're going to be irritable. Their behaviors are going to be erratic sometimes, unpredictable. And it is hard. I'm not even going to lie. Like for the person, like for a friend or a parent or a family member to try to deal with that, that's also hard for them. However, we get into that situation where, why are you always so negative? Just snap out of it. We go on a blame game.
Right.
Then we start judging them. We take things very personally. Does that really help anybody? No, it actually makes the situation worse.
Yeah.
And what Salome was saying, that you realize that some friends will give up on you because of your negativity. That's the worst thing you could do, give up on someone. It's tough. It's really, but that's where then you as a person, as a friend, as a family member, if you don't know how to help, be honest. It's okay. Look, I know, I can see you're going through something, and I can see you're really struggling.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. I don't know how to help, but I'm here for you.
Yeah.
I'm here on the phone. You can talk to me about anything you want, anytime. I'm here for you. You tell me how you want me to help you. That's a simpler conversation as you need to go.
Right. No,
and it's okay with that we don't know how to help. That's fine. Just be honest with that. That the other person would really, really appreciate that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We don't have to have the answers to everything. So you were saying like Indians like to be doctors.
Yeah.
No, we don't need to have solutions to everything.
Yeah.
This is not our problem.
Yeah.
It's not something we're going through. We don't need to fix anything. Just be there for that person.
Right.
And in their own time, when they're ready for help, they will reach out. But until then, you're just there for them in any way they want you to be there for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful. Okay. Right. Wow. Okay. That's got me thinking, actually. So, hi, Delia. Viraj, what's up, mate? Charmy, your question, does depression happen at any point in your life, or is it from birth?
It can happen at any time. You could be the most successful person, have the greatest life, all this money, you know, and boom, one day, that's it. You know, it's not something that's just a genetic thing. Yes, obviously, if you have it in your family, you could be prone to having depression.
Right.
But because now we're at a time where there is a lot more information out there about things like this.
Yeah.
We can do things to prevent that. Okay. Yeah. But also it can happen anytime. Anytime.
It can. And I think, as Jennal was just saying, you know, you could have the most, you could be very successful, sort of a very good person to hang around with. And, you know, and I'm basing it on, if you think about Robin Williams, for instance, right? You know, right. One of the very, very best comedians, right? In life, but he didn't, because if he did and he was happy, then he wouldn't have given up his own life. And yeah, so it's really, I think you need to actually think that it doesn't mean when people have got fame, success, whatever it is, are they actually happy? You know, and you know, as Jennal said, it's sometimes very hard to notice it, but you need to you need to just make sure that people know that they're there for you, that you're there for them. Sorry. Exactly. And then if you can, and I'm guessing if people know you're there, then whether they open up or they don't, because you're not forcing them, they will open up. Yeah,
but they'll open up in their own way.
Time. Yeah. Okay.
You know. Yeah. And it may not be initially through a conversation. You just being there, without even having to have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
That's support for them.
Yeah.
Because you're not questioning, you're not judging, you're not giving them advice. You're literally just being there. Yeah.
I think we touched on this next point a little bit. So is there anything else that you can say? So what are some of the things to say to someone with depression?
Some of the things to say, okay.
To someone who's suffering from depression, and what not to say.
There's lots of things what not to say.
Because we said ways to help and ways not to help.
Yeah.
But in terms of actually reaching out, what can you say to someone who's suffering from depression, and what shouldn't you say? Well, that you might think you're saying is from the element of care.
Yeah.
But you know, is there what in your experience, like from what you've been doing?
Okay. So some of the things you probably wouldn't say would be things like, and this is quite common, and this is only because there's a lack of understanding of what depression is or what a person's going through. People don't realize when you do have depression, it's a very lonely place. It's very dark for that person. There's a lot of stuff going on for them. Right. It may seem very weird to you, you know, when they present all these sort of erratic behaviors. They may come out with things like you're just like, what are you going on about? But it's very real for them. Right. Don't dismiss what they're saying to you. Don't play their condition down, because that's really insulting. Okay, because that's not going to help them in any shape or form. So again, that goes part through the whole, don't judge them, don't ask lots of questions. If they are not inviting you to ask questions, don't give advice. Again, if they've not asked for your advice. Mm-hmm. Things like, just snap out of it. What's wrong with you? These are not the things you would say to somebody with depression. I mean, I can get where the other person's coming from, because it can be quite frustrating for sure. But we've got to just be careful. Our words can be very damaging. And that person is at rock bottom. And by you, especially if you're a loved one, if you're a family member or a close friend, and you're approaching the conversation in that way, in quite a negative way, but you may again have good intentions, but for that person, that's it. They will like really kind of close down, you know? So it's again about sort of allowing them to lead the support.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
you take the lead from that person. You don't go in there and think, oh, you know, you're in your mind, you're thinking, okay, this person's really depressed, they haven't been out of their room for days, or they've stopped going to work, or whatever it is. Right, come on, we need to go for a walk, or come on, we need to do this. No, would you like to go for a walk? What would you like to do today?
Right.
You know, you always put it on them. You give them the choice.
Got you.
You give them, you don't tell them what to do and what not to do. You give them the freedom and the choice. And that's really powerful for them.
So words and the correct phrasing is okay, that is powerful actually, because it completely changes the way they perceive it. So,
and it gets because you're putting the choice on them, they will feel more empowered to, okay, maybe I do want to do something. But if you're telling them this is what you need to do, no, we're going to go and do this, without even asking them, without even their permission, that's not actually going to help in any way at all.
Wow. Okay. Just going back to some questions, guys. Again, thank you so much, for spending your Sunday evening watching this live. So, Bina, some are afraid of rejection when seeking for help, hence isolate, but correctly.
Yeah.
So we've got a few people that have actually said that. So, and Delia, yep, sometimes advice can feel rude when you're ill.
Again, you come from a good place, but that wouldn't be the way one should deal with that.
No, amazing. Viraj, people. Okay, wait. Yeah. I have no idea what you mean by that. So Visual, hello. Viraj, people need a safe space to be able to open up first. Yeah.
So safe means no pressure, no judgment, no questions. You take it on their terms.
Right.
You know, why we don't, as humans, we have, and again, it comes from with good intentions, but we have this sort of idea that, oh my God, there's a problem, we need to fix it, without even thinking of, hang on a second, it's not me that's going through this, it's this other person. How must it feel for them?
Yeah.
You know, we kind of need to take a step back a little bit.
No, I agree, actually. Charmy, hi Mitten, how are you, buddy? Just saying hello to a few people. Vijul, Nidhi. So Charmy said, do people with depression find it hard to trust people and their intentions, or trust very easily? That's actually a very good question.
Well, I think trust is broken there in one way or another. Like there was a previous comment, a lot of people with depression, again, this is not everyone with depression, but some people with depression will find it hard to reach out for help because they are scared of rejection. So if they are rejected, that's just even lower than a low. And also trusting people. Trust is a huge thing, and they haven't got trust in anything or anyone. That's why they isolate themselves. It's too scary. It's too scary to go to anybody, because also you've got to realize when you go through something so dark as depression, the reason why people may hide it is because they don't want it to be true. They don't want it to be real. So once you do open up about it and have that conversation, it's out there. You've now opened up a whole can of worms. So that in itself is really scary, because now it's real. And it's safer to hide. Right? You know?
That makes sense. I hope that answered your question, Charmy. Viraj, in terms of it being the in family, it's not a genetical thing, but more of being in an environment that's cultivated that, like obesity is down to bad dietary habits passed down rather than just genes.
So it's a bit of everything. But I personally would say it's more environmental than genetics. Because you can still change the situation even if someone in your family does have depression. So I have people in my family, who, 2 people who have suffered from depression, but it's not being passed down to anybody else. But that's very much because of an environmental thing. I've been aware of it, because I work in mental health, I know what to do to look after myself. But then even then, you still can't necessarily stop
Got you.
having depression, because life events happen, right? If you go through a massive change, let's say I become redundant tomorrow, that could really stress me out and I could get depression from that. You know, bad breakup in a relationship, like things happen.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
okay.
about life events as well.
So Sharon, hello, hi Yogita, Delia. I think nature, nurture, genes, and environment are and experiences. Yeah, I agree. So Viraj is saying, for me personally, my depression came from not being able to deal with a loss, thus worked around it by suppression of feelings and become a stoic and a joker.
Yeah.
To mask any display of vulnerability.
That's really true. So the friend that I'm talking about, only through having this conversation with him, I actually realized, oh, so that's why you crack jokes all the time. And I started noticing when he starts cracking jokes. So when it came to conversations where he had to be a little bit vulnerable, but he just wasn't going to go there, he'd mask it by cracking a joke and being the funny guy.
Right.
Because he didn't want to go there.
Yeah.
Because there was some painful stuff there and he just didn't want to be vulnerable or, you know.
Wow.
So that's so.
Okay. Suki. So Delia, yeah, you hit the nail on the head, Jennal. Amazing. Thank you. Well, I'm glad this is helping, guys. And, you know, as I said, it's, you know, we're trying to, well, again, you can't do anything because people can only reach out when they want to reach out. But this is something, you know, I'm hoping that when people do share, that people who haven't been able to reach out or talk to someone, that you know, they can actually reach out in this sort of community, and you know, hopefully people will help people. So, you know, we can sort of help people. And okay, Gunjan, hello, Charmy. By working on yourself, can people remove depression without having to take medication?
It's very much an individual thing.
Okay.
I can't say that. For some people who I know, just medication alone has really helped them. Okay, and they haven't been to any type of therapy. Other people I know, they've tried both therapy and depression separately.
Right.
Therapy and medication separately, and therapy has worked. Sometimes some people need to take therapy and depression. So there's no, you know, just there's not one answer to this. It really depends on the individual.
Okay.
Yeah.
So hi Rachna, Ashok Bhai, Priti Patel, how are you? So Sharon, just going on you said, I suffered from depression as a consequence of being isolated and feeling ostracized from some people, so very much environmental. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. They're just based on that question.
Which one? Charmies?
Yes.
Yeah.
There is actually a really good book out at the moment. I can't remember the author, but I will type it in. It's called The Lost Connection. And it actually talks about depression. And it's this guy who suffered from depression himself and went through years and years of, like, you know, going on various medications, various therapies, none of which really worked for him. And it was purely through, he does a lot of case studies, and he kind of finds out by the end of this that there is just no one answer. Therapy works for some people, medication works for some people don't even do either. For some people, it was literally just a matter of, because they'd been alone for so many years, they went to start volunteering, for example, got involved in nature. That actually got them out of their depression. So it's a very much an individual thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's good to know. I hope, Charmy, I hope you're finding that useful. Hi Sanj, Wesley, Hiran, Panchal, how are you, buddy? So Delia said, I have been on meds for about 20 years, but CBT really helps.
Yeah, I've heard CBT does help.
Just for people that don't know what CBT is, can you sort of...
So it's cognitive behavioral therapy. Okay. And the idea is it's you change, you shift the way you think about things. Right. So it's going from sort of negative thinking to positive thinking, but it's a very practical therapy. It's not just a talking therapy. You're given practical assignments to do alongside the talking therapy, which helps.
Okay, no, amazing. So Pretty, sorry, she said I had anxiety and depression due to burnout.
Yeah, that's
So
very
again,
common.
CBT
Yeah,
helped.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, Pretty. Again, I know you've just touched on anxiety. We are going to do another live, hopefully next week or the week after, on anxiety as well. So I will keep you updated. So please do join in, because I think anxiety is another one, which is
Mm.
which is very
Often both of them go hand in hand.
hand.
Again, not for everybody, but yeah, they do
Okay.
go hand in hand sometimes.
So Bina said same with me. We're planning to Delia. Okay, so I'm guessing that's the
Yeah, so like
CBT, yeah?
exercise. That's one of the other advice. Like if I was to see somebody with depression, one of the advice I would give is do a form of exercise, because it kind of gets the endorphins going, and it's like the happy endorphins.
Right.
Because if you're just sitting still all the time, it's not really doing anything for you physically, emotionally, psychologically. Whereas if you're just going for a walk, fresh air, nature, cycling,
Yeah,
that really tends to
helps.
kind of help depression. Yeah.
Is that because you're focusing on something else, or
Yeah, but you're moving your
body?
body,
Okay,
you know, and you're not in your head when
right,
you're exercising necessarily,
got you.
right?
Amazing. Okay,
So,
Viraj was saying coaching was a game changer for me. Identifying well the source of it provided a much better perspective than coupled by physical activities. Okay,
mhm. So yeah, so for everyone, it's a individual thing. Like there are some people I know who I wouldn't advise to go for coaching
right,
because they are not ready for that.
okay,
Okay. So one of the things with coaching, often, I don't know if all of them do it, but I'm sure most of them do it. If you do go on these like self-development courses, they will actually get you to sign like a form which says if you do, suffer from any kind of mental health condition, you do need to disclose that, because that can mess things up and make things worse. So you've got to be
that's good
careful.
advice, because I think people sometimes turn straight into that,
Yeah.
thinking that's the way of
So
getting
I would
out.
always get advice from a doctor first before you do
Okay,
that.
that's good to know.
And again, very much on an individual basis. For some people, it really works and they can do it, but for some people, it probably wouldn't be the right tool to use at the time.
So we've got just a few other people that have just joined. Hi, Shami, Hemel, Bina, Joshi, Anita. Hi, Anita. Dilvi. So, also, Viraj just touched up on it, activates hormones. Amazing. I think just and again, this is only, I'm just saying this, we're going to go through some journeys in a bit, but when I went through my journey, it's so weird because I opened up to people who I don't know, and people like Viraj, who has sort of been my coach. It's helped me, but I could have reached out to him in April last year. However, that wasn't the case. Even though I knew who he was, it's just recently that we've actually connected, and he's helping me through. But again, he's always he's never asking me or pushing me to ask anything. He's always making me take the lead.
Exactly.
And I realized the difference, because he's asking questions and I'm like, but he doesn't want to go into it.
No, it doesn't matter if we don't know.
We know,
do you see? It's got to come from you.
Yeah. So no, as I said, much love, Viraj, because you know what you're doing. So yeah, thank you for that. And Delia was saying community, like you said, volunteering and coaching. Okay. Hi, Becky.
Yeah, community is really, really important. And I think one of the many reasons why, especially in the UK, depression at the moment is really high. And according to like the World Health Organization, they do say by 2020, so by next year, depression and anxiety will be like the second killer,
right,
basically. And it is because if you look around, especially in big cities like London, where do you see communities anymore? Like, do you know half of your neighbors on your street?
No.
Right?
Yeah.
So we've lost this sense of community.
Yeah.
Because if you go to like villages in certain parts of India or like Nepal or like South Asia, even though materialistically they are very poor, okay, But if you look at their mental health, it's so much better than ours. Why? Because one of the things they have in place is a strong community.
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
Actually, you're so right. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Shiva, so Yogita, sorry. Yogita said medication helps me get to a point where I could function at work. And with therapy, I was able to eventually come off anti-anxiety medication.
Yeah,
wow.
that's quite common. So the two, some people, again, it depends on your situation. Okay, it's not the same for everybody, but a lot of people will take medication and therapy side by side. But the idea of the therapy is sometimes to wean you off the medication, so you're not dependent on the medication for a long period of time. And some people may have to have both for many years. Some people will have just medication for many years. Again, it's very much an individual thing. Yeah.
Do you know what, guys? I just want to say, and I've said it just before. Honestly, like for you to, I can't be thankful enough for you guys sharing this, because I know it's very personal and you're sharing it on an open platform. And you know, when this gets shared, you know, you literally opened up. So, you know, whether it's been hard and so on, you know what, just to me, I feel like that's one step ahead. So, you know, you're taking that one leap, and that's amazing, because you don't have to listen and go through what you're going through. But you know what, amazing. Thank you very much, guys, for that. So Pritesh, hello. Shiva, what's up, bro? Pritesh joined us. So we got Shivati, Jotsi, hello. Kishan Mehta, hello, mate. So Priti was saying, my consultant, while I was having CBT, also suggested have 10 fruits, vegetables daily, omega in diet too.
This is so important, because over the last, I don't even know how many years, we are now a generation of fast foods, takeaways, everything's very fast and convenient. And actually, we need to go back to the times where we actually have homemade fresh food, not relying on these fast foods from supermarkets, because they're crap. You're not getting anything from it. So what nutrients is your body getting? Nothing. So that can also impact your mental state. You know, it does for me. Like, I've actually noticed, like, when I have a lot of junk food, in particular, like chocolates, crisps, I'll sort of eat it because I just, you know, it's quick. I don't have time to cook something. I just need a snack. But then if I have it for like 2-3 days in a row, I will feel like crap, physically and mentally. Like, it does affect my mood. And the minute I go back to eating fruits, vegetables, fresh food, no takeaways, no ready meals, it does amazing things to you. It's all connected. Diet is so important. We don't really realize how important it is. Really, I think
important. This is just going off topic, but I think there's a business in there, guys. So, you know, you should open up a drive-through fruit and vegetables store.
Now that would be pretty cool.
That would be pretty cool. You know, forget McDonald's. You know, we'll open up a chain of drive-throughs so people can go and pick up fruit and vegetables. Then you have no excuse to say I didn't have time to eat healthy, because you know what? We might have to open a franchise. Don't take my ideas, guys. So Girish Bhai, hello. How are you? I just wanted to say, Ami Purva, nice, hello. So Viraj was replying to Priti, yes, good fats help brain function. Nuts and avocado, for example. Being on a high refined carb diet can have a negative impact all around. So thanks for sharing that, Viraj. Actually, that's I think that's going to help.
Sugar, yes.
Yeah,
sugar. Sugar's a really big thing. Absolutely.
I think. Where did you say sugar?
Oh no, sorry, that didn't say sugar.
That's all right. Yeah, but I think. But Delia.
But sugar.
Thank you. No, Delia, thank you. No, I'm supposed to say thank you to you, but no, she thinks it's sugar. But yeah, I think sugar does, doesn't it? I know a lot of people recently. It's so weird. I think I've come across 10 people in the last month that have actually stopped sugar.
I've cut down massively on sugar, and that's helped so
which
much.
Is wow. Yeah, I after coming out of a Tony Robbins conference, the fourth day, actually the third day, which was Transformation Day, the fourth day, I was shocked by the number of people that actually either gave up sugar or turned from meat to veg or from veg to vegan.
Okay.
Just literally off one conference, because I think he went into how diet actually affects, you know, your whole being. You know, so
absolutely,
it's
wow. It's all connected: mind, body, soul. I think someone mentioned it somewhere. It's all connected, so we've got to look after all three.
Wow. And so Priti's just mentioned now properly, sugar does.
There we go. See, yes.
So Viraj was saying need more balance. Shiva was we need to think about our mind, body, and soul, and be kind to all of them. Yes, I agree, definitely. I think if you're, this is something I think I heard, and if your mind is amazing but your body's not, all these three things have to connect in order to have your overall well-being. You know, so don't think of that, okay, I've got a great body, but if your soul's not in there, and as you're looking after your mind, right, there's always something wrong. So Ketna, hello. Rima, Meta, Rachita, hello. So Viraj was saying to Shiva's comment, exactly, need more balance and alignment. I agree. Exactly what we just touched up on. Ketna, hello. Yudelka. So Yogita was just saying, I found that self-care, sleep, walks, diet, reading, watching positive content is so important when I'm feeling low. This is
a big one. It's not just about, diet, exercise, all of that is really, really good. But it's also what you're putting into your mind. Okay.
Right.
And that could be people you hang out with, so the types of conversations you're engaging in. It could be what you're watching on TV, what you're reading. All of that, actually, we don't really realize how much of an impact that has on our mental state.
Right.
So one of the things it's been many years, but one of the things I stopped doing was watching horror movies. I used to really be into horror movies when I was a kid. But as I've got older, I found that it really affects my mental state. Like, I'm really sensitive to stuff like that. Like, I really try and avoid things like that.
Okay.
And it's more about kind of educational stuff. And again, I'm not saying like stop watching TV, but just be more mindful of what it is you're putting, what it is you're putting into your body, as well as what you're putting into your mind.
I agree.
Yeah.
Wow. Questions are right, so we're going to get through a few more questions before we go into our sort of the next part, but amazing, guys. You know what, this is very, very deep, some of them. So again, Becky was saying the same thing. Diet and exercise has made a huge difference in my journey with depression and anxiety. Thanks for sharing, Becky. Anita was, I've cut out sugar, added sugar, and it's amazing how you feel.
Yes.
Viraj, sugar spikes are horrible.
Oh, they really are. They're the worst thing.
Actually, worse than cocaine.
Yeah, I actually 100% agree, Viraj. They are the worst thing.
Yeah. You know, I used to drink a lot of Red Bull. Actually, I still do. And I need to cut that out.
You need to cut that out. Yeah.
And it's really weird because I will have a very late night, whether it's DJing or clients or whatever it is, and the next morning Red Bull is my fix. And I don't even drink coffee, so it's literally Red Bull. And I don't drink Red Bull because of I don't think it's the energy side. I just like the taste of it.
Okay.
However, I realized that after 4 hours, when it wears out,
right, it's worse, right?
I feel so bad. So
again, it's a temporary fix.
Yeah, it's a temporary fix.
So temporary. Yeah.
I'm gonna Viraj, I'm gonna hold you accountable for that. Yeah, if that's all right, mate. Make sure I don't drink any more Red Bull. So Becky again. We went through the Sonam. Hello. So Sonam says this conversation is my life right now. Jennal knows my struggle with sugar in particular. There is definitely evidence in this. Sugar really plays havoc with you in every sense. I feel lighter mentally and physically when I control processed sugar.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And just with processed food in general, you know, you will see the difference in your mental state.
Wow. Okay. I'm just overwhelmed with all these questions. Thank you. So honestly, you're sharing like there's no tomorrow, which is amazing. So Bina was most importantly to learn and embrace loving yourself.
Absolutely.
And Sharon, hello. You were saying I follow the Slimming World method of dieting, so low sugar, low fat, essentially. Lots of fruit, veg, pasta, rice. I can eat plentiful and still have the odd day on the diet, but get straight back into it. It's definitely boosted my confidence and makes me feel great.
Amazing.
Mind and body.
Cool.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing, Sharon. Manika, hello. So yeah, Delia, yeah, horror movies not good for me either. All right. I love horror movies.
Oh no, can't do that.
I realized I can't watch it at night now because then I start having dreams about
Well,
it.
exactly. That's why it's not good for you.
Yeah, I know. I know. So Becky and Fresher, the power of spending time in nature can be very uplifting and never underestimated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Biraj, cheers, mate. Pretty Red Bull is not good. Causes a lot of side effects. Yeah. Tiredness is one of them after it's worn off. Delia, Red Bull has done funny things to me when it was mixed with vodka. Yeah. That's on a proper high, that is. Yeah. Viraj, limbu no pani for you, Saga. Need to alkalize you. I know. Limbu no pani is nice, actually. So.
It's good for you, though. You know, if you have it first thing in the morning.
I've now started to have, what is garela?
Oh, how do you say? I don't know what that is in
Viraj,
English.
you know what garela is?
I don't know what the name is.
So I have garela juice every day.
Yeah, that's very good for you.
And
it's like a detox.
Yeah. So I sort of balance it out with Red Bull. That's it. So Sharon, what about drinking tea? Yeah, that's true. Green tea is good. Suresh, hello, mate. So, wow. For all your comments, and we will, keep commenting because we will refer back to them in a bit as well.
What is limbu pani?
Limbu no pani. What is limbu?
Limbu is lemon.
Lemon, yeah.
Lemon water.
Lemon water.
Becky.
Lemon water.
Like hot water with lemon. It's very, very good for you.
Oh, is
bitter gourd. That's what Kerala is. Bitter gourd juice, right? Yeah, that's very good for you as well.
Trust me, it's not nice.
No, I know it's not nice.
But it's very good for you.
Yeah.
And yeah, just make sure you've got a glass of water next to you when you do drink it, so you can try and wash it down. Lemon water. Sorry, but I was like, right. So, right, yeah. So keep commenting, guys. Sorry. So I just, it's always nice when you hear someone's experience. You sort of, you sort of realize that sometimes you're not the only one that's going through it. And I think when my journey, which was since October 2017, it's really weird because not a lot of people know, and it's coming out now. But when I went through the separation, being married and especially being in the wedding business, it was really hard because I didn't realize what's happening. And it's the more Jennal and the more I've been speaking to Viraj and stuff, it's I thought, you know what, amazing, I will get through this. No, I don't suffer from depression. No, I'm not anxious. And now the more that I have reflected on what's happened, wow, I think I was depressed. And the signs that you went on earlier, all I wanted to do is sleep.
Okay.
Right? So I slept. I locked myself in the room.
Yeah.
I didn't want to message anyone.
Right.
And I just thought to myself, you know what? No one's going to understand me.
Right.
Okay. And it's really weird because, what happened was as a retaliation, everyone that was trying to help, you're right. It's the way that you say something. It depends on whether you are going to open up, right? And, I spoke to, like my family, I love them, right? But at that point, no one mattered to me. And when they said something, I always thought that they're nagging. Okay.
It's because we always drive away the close ones first. Yeah. That's why it's easy to seek help from people you don't know. Because they don't know your baggage. They're not going to judge you.
Yeah.
Even though your family come from a good place, it's just sometimes easier to go to people you don't know.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's really weird because you don't really know, as you were saying, when you're going through something, you might think it's actually normal, but it's when someone, I'm not saying, I don't know, how can I put this because
So what you were feeling, even though you were sleeping all the time,
I didn't feel there was anything wrong with it.
Yeah, you think, okay, I'm just going through a bad
Patch.
time.
Yeah,
it's
but
fine.
that lasted quite a bit.
Right.
So it literally lasted, I would say, about 5-6 months until I actually thought that I need to snap out of it.
Okay.
And it, all I did literally was sleep, lock myself in a room, didn't want to talk to anyone. And it's really weird because I had to be like, I called myself Jekyll and Hyde.
Okay.
Because of the wedding industry that I'm in.
Right.
Inside.
Right.
I was hurting.
Right. On the outside.
Outside, I was like, congratulations, you're getting married.
Put this appearance on.
Thinking, wow, okay, why am I? How is it that I'm making all these other couples happy?
When you're not
but
happy.
When
yourself.
I wasn't happy, right? And look what's happened to me. So how can I continue doing weddings? And the more and more people found out, they actually said to me, they go, oh my God, I can't believe, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do these weddings when what you're going through. Right.
Okay.
So the journey, I think what happened became toxic after because I didn't want to talk to anyone, because I didn't want to go out and meet people and lock myself in. Even at work, I couldn't open up. I was sat on that one desk, didn't want to talk. I met clients that moment, didn't care.
Yeah.
They'll be talking about something and I'll be just thinking about something else.
Right.
And that, because I didn't know what was happening, it impacted my business. Right. And I can only relate it to my business.
Yeah.
Because I realized, wow, me not replying and me not talking to these people, I'm losing work. Right. Yeah. And that's one thing that made me snap out of it slowly.
Okay.
However, as I said, I've got an amazing community around me. My work colleagues, and I'm gonna name them because if it wasn't for them, I don't think I'll be where I am. Okay. But Vishali, Adriana, Ricky, Luke, these guys were my literal backbone. They would come and see me every single day at work. They would actually call me, even though they've just seen me. They will call me every day, not just to ask questions, just to say hello. And they knew that because I would pick up their phone call, right? They're that close to me, and they've helped me come such a long way. Again, they've never assumed anything. Right. They've just let me talk. Yeah. And they will just sit there. Yeah. Right? Whether it's taking me out for tea or lunch or whatever.
And that's the best support anyone can actually provide. Yeah. Just be there by listening. Yeah. That's it. That person doesn't have to utter a word. Yeah. And even if you didn't want to talk, even just sitting in silence. Seriously, like that sounds weird to a lot of people, but no, it's one of the best supports you could give to somebody with depression, because you're not forcing. There's no pressure there. You're not forcing anything.
Yeah, and it helped. I mean, I can't tell you it helped so much, and it's so like people do say that when you're going through things like this, and I was saying to Viraj earlier, I said, how weird is it that mindfulness has completely blown up this year? Right? This was last year when I was going through this journey. Right. And he goes, actually, think about it. Has mindfulness blown up, or has it only blown up in your eyes because that's all you're looking for? Exactly. Right. And I was so fortunate, and that everything that was coming on my Facebook feeds and everything that was going past, anything, reading, writing, listening, I came across, Jay Shetty, who is a very good coach. And, he made me see sense, because I don't personally know him, but however, some of his videos and some of the content that he delivers, it made me see some sense, because I could have gone, a lot of people would have gone the opposite way in terms of, because of what's happened, their immediate reaction is, I hate. Yeah. And people still don't realize that when I actually still speak to my partner, or my ex, sorry, they don't understand. Like, they think you're a bit weird. And I'm like, why? And they're like, but how, how can you still speak to someone who's hurt you? And it's through a lot of reflection, through a lot of meditation, through to actually, it helped sometimes me sitting in my room, because it made me reflect on myself. I had to think about me now, right? And it made me realize that, there's one quote, and I say this to a lot of people, is there's two kinds of people, there's a good person and there's a better person. Yeah. The good person does what looks good for everyone else, right? The better person knows the consequences of what they're going to do. However, they've thought about it so well that they are going to do it, because what they want is, at the end of it, they know that both people are going to be happy.
Okay.
And that's because that's drilled in my mind. I think I can't hate. I don't have
but
time.
Why would you want to hate?
I think it's a very,
what does that do to you? It only destroys you at the end of the day. So.
I'll tell you why, because that's what gets not actually, hold on, not what gets taught to us, but that is people's reaction.
I know. Well, it's easier to hate someone
that is
than to forgive them and love them, and
that's people's reactions. And it's and again, the more, it's like when you sort of drill something into someone, if you don't come out of that, that's all you're going to know, right? Which is hate. And as I keep saying this in every single live, is hate, it's completely come out of my vocab, right? And it's helped me so much, not just to develop my business, but also develop myself. There's things that I've always wanted to do, which is things like this, share my journey living with Crohn's.
Right.
I've never had the guts to do it. Even though I'm doing weddings in front of 600 people, I still get nervous, right?
Yeah.
And it's really weird, because why would I need to be anxious or suffer anxiety or think, oh my God, I've got 600 people, I need to say something. And the way I've come out of that is, and I don't mean this in a harsh way, but the way I've come out of that is, you know what? I'm going to deliver this wedding. Let's just say we're delivering this content. After delivering this content, I'm never going to meet these people again. Right. So I want to do something to the best of my ability. And if they remember me, they remember me. If they don't like what I said, they're not going to call me anyway. Right. So I think I've learned sort of strategies and sort of methods how I can come out of stuff now. And it's, you know what, I'm so glad that I have come out of this state, because it's made me share my journey like this, and it's made me start what I've always wanted to do, which is do Facebook lives instead of doing Facebook lives on what I'm eating today, and posting up photos of food all the time. But yeah, it's made me take that extra step and not care or not think or care about what other people are going to say, because I know I'm going to get messages saying, oh, how dare you, put this on live, or can you, this is a personal matter. I know it's a personal matter, but if you don't talk about what you've gone through, someone who's going through it, I'm hoping that this sort of connects with people, and hopefully they'll find their own strategy. Yeah.
And I think it's even more powerful actually by you sharing your story, because you're a guy, you're an Asian guy.
We was talking
how
about
many
this,
Asian guys do we know that are okay with sharing about any kind of vulnerability, let alone mental health? So hopefully this will kind of like, maybe not go viral, but like kind of just get the message out there more, because I do feel like more guys need a lot more support in opening up, because it's even tougher for them than it is for women, because they have all these other expectations, like it's seen as a sign of weakness, a guy seen as tough, and all of these sorts of things that you guys have to kind of live up to. It's just a lot of BS basically, but it's hard. It's much tougher. So
thank you for that, Jennal. It's hard, right? It's hard to share, and it's hard to, especially when you're going through something like this, I just want to say that, it's okay to cry,
Of course it is.
Whether you're a guy or it's okay to cry. And I've cried in front of, oh God, like people like at work, you know,
Yeah.
Adriana, Vishali, Luke, you know, and I've cried in front of men, right? And they've actually haven't said anything. Instead, they've just given me a shoulder to cry on. And it feels good.
Yeah, because
Wow,
you're
it's
releasing a lot of stuff that that you've just built up inside, you know,
yeah, it feels,
and that's where it becomes dangerous as well. If we keep too much inside of us, at one point it's going to explode, but it will explode in a really nasty way. So we've got to really kind of be like, really learn it is absolutely fine to cry. It's absolutely fine to like share how you're feeling. Like, we need to have more conversations like this, and we don't, especially in the Asian community. We really struggle with stuff like this.
yeah,
You know, it's
no,
too much to
it's,
deal with for a lot of people because we're not used to this, but we have, it's so important to do it.
so yeah, that was my journey. So
Cool,
much more.
thank
If
you
you
for
want to know more,
sharing.
then call me. Now I'm indestructible. Trust me. I love nothing will phase me now. I say nothing. So I just want to go back. Oh wow. Okay, got a lot
Yeah,
coming up.
that's quite a lot.
So Aaron, Tati, hello. Yogita, I totally understand the isolation. Becky, I was like that for a long time at my lowest. I developed
Agoraphobia. Yeah.
agoraphobia and was unable to leave my house.
Yeah, that can really happen, and that's just, that's a tough one.
Well, and being up as very few men actually admit to separation leads to depression.
Right.
Yeah.
So your story is going to help a lot of people, a lot of guys. Because I'm sure a lot of guys have been in your situation, regardless of, it might not necessarily be a separation, but they've gone through some form of depression. And, you know, it just takes one person to kind of share their story, and it might just do something for someone else. So,
and you're right. I think, you know, what's actually got me not pumped is the reason I get excited about doing these lives now is because when I did my Facebook live on my own journey, which was the Crohn's one, I was shocked with the amount of Facebook messages that I got, and WhatsApp messages, because people that I've known for so long
have been suffering from it as well, right?
I did not realize that they suffer from Crohn's. Right. Yeah. So again, it's a hidden illness. Yeah. Same with, it's a hidden condition, so I say. Same with depression. Yeah. Right? And I'm hoping that you know people do reach out, guys. Yeah. This is the reason for this platform. Yeah. So, and this is why I'm not just doing something on YouTube, because if me doing it on Facebook Live, it means that you can connect. I want to connect and serve you guys, you know, and if it means that you reply questions, you don't have to say that you're suffering yourself, but, you know, you could be asking the questions because it might help someone, you know, and this is amazing. Yeah. So Priti Patel saying it was an awful experience, replying to Becky, that was. Bina, again, thank you for sharing your experience. You have really hit this for men. Yeah. Thank you. Hope lots of guys in this situation could listen to your experience. Do you know what? I hope it does help, and you know. No,
it will. It definitely will.
And again, I do mean this. You know, even if you do share it, and please do connect. Yeah, if don't feel like you can only connect with me on this live, if it's something where you want to have a conversation, or just Facebook me, and you know, I can go through my journey in more detail. But you know, again, Jennal's also tagged in, so you know, if you feel like you can't talk men to men, or whatever it is, you know, I'm sure Jennal will be happy to take your comments on board and you know, help you whichever way she can, or at least refer you to someone that can help. You know, referral is a big thing, because when you're working in whatever industry, there's always someone that knows someone, you know, that can help. So thank you. And Becky, it really is completely deliberating. Okay. Debilitating. Sorry. Hi Bridget, Prina, hello. Just being there, no conversation needed. So comforting. Absolutely. So Pretty just replying to Becky, yes, it was awful. Used to get panic attacks. I don't know how to check what message you're replying to, but okay, I'm sure you know. It is. Hi Raj. Binos Sagar, you have freed your soul to move forward in life. Fantastic and well done. I hope this will connect with people with your life story. Thank you very much.
Because when you share, don't you feel like,
I
oh
feel
my God, that's so empowering. That is freedom.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's out there.
And this is why,
you've
it's
accepted
made me open
it.
up.
It's fine.
Yeah. I've accepted it, and I think because I've accepted it, and because I have it was self-blame, because I have forgiven myself, because I have forgiven her.
Yeah.
It's made
That's
me see
amazing.
things
That's really amazing.
Different, you have a different view to things.
Yeah.
And and it's so it's really weird because what I've gone through, I see a lot of people going through it, unfortunately, especially in the wedding business.
Right.
And, weddings are getting called off.
Right.
People who were married or, that I got married about 5-6 years ago, they're now breaking up.
Right.
And they don't know how to deal with it. But also, so this is why it's helped me personally by opening up. Because now when I have my meetings with my clients, I can not touch up on my experience, which I do, and it's so weird. I'm meeting two random people, and then all of a sudden I sort of go into the Ramayana, right? And they're like, wow, that was very powerful. But it's powerful because, it's wedding talk.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to just talk about wedding.
Right.
Because then they lose the focus and the reason of why they get married in the first place. Right?
Yes.
And me and Viraj, if you haven't and you're interested in relationships, Viraj done an amazing live on relationships. So when I share my YouTube channel, it is on there. So please do go and visit it, share it if you think someone's sort of lost focus in and why. In relationship basically. So I'm not going to go too much into the relationship side of things, but please do connect, and it'll be nice for people to sort of listen to that if they're struggling in any way. So Delia, like the man up thing.
Have you heard of that? Man Up? Yeah, that's an amazing thing
up
they started for just men.
Man up, I think, get over it.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
something like that. So check it out. If there's any guys listening to this, do check it out. It's really good.
There's no such thing as man up. But Savi, thank you for sharing. Thank you for this live. Such a needed discussion. Thank you. Sharon, crying demonstrates strength.
Yeah.
Yes. Mehul, hello mate. Stronger to show your feelings, I think.
Oh, without doubt.
Delia.
Without doubt.
and Pretty replying to that, I'm guessing, saying definitely rather than bottling it up. Everything. Okay. And Vijay was, everyone needs to speak about the issues. Everyone has them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mate, you just hit that completely. Heto, hello. Pam, Kanwaljit, hello. Hema Vyas, hello. So Vijay was just saying, I have anxiety issues. Can you help? So Vijay, stay tuned. Actually, please. Don't go anywhere. We are going to touch up on something in terms of, we're just going to touch up on where you can go, and we're going to touch up on something that Jennal does. So stay tuned because we're going to answer your question a bit later. Okay. Pretty, I was just replying to Vijay saying CBT helped my anxiety. So, Vijay, definitely, look into that. Shraddha, hello. Vijay's, what is CBT? We touched up on that earlier, which is cognitive behavioral therapy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
And Pretty's just replied, sorry. And Delia is replying to Delia. Okay. I have anxiety sometimes. Yes, CBT helps. Doing deep breathing and meditation. I'm sure that's meditation. Yeah. Okay. So I've gone through my journey. I just wanted to know something. Why did you get into working in?
It's actually really random. It's not even an interesting answer. Why did I get into working in mental health?
Yeah. Have you had a personal journey with it, or?
I have, but after, it wasn't depression. I've gone through my own experience of anxiety. I suffered from panic attacks 5 years ago. But I was working in mental health before that. And the interesting thing was I didn't know panic, even though I work in mental health. I didn't actually realize panic attacks were related to mental health. I just assumed it was something physical, and it was quite tough actually. The first week I had 2 panic attacks a day for a week, and they were pretty hard to cope with, to the point where that whole week I didn't go outside my house.
Wow.
Because I was really scared. I didn't want to have a panic attack and pass out, or on the street or on public transport or something. And then I thought, okay, this is ridiculous. Like, what the hell is going on? I've never kind of had this before. So I did go to like the doctors and stuff, and they didn't. I had tests and everything. They couldn't actually come up with a reason as to why I was having these panic attacks.
Wow.
And so I went through it for about 2 months. It kind of got less and less over the 2-3 months. And that was 5 years ago. I've never had a panic attack since, not even remotely a feeling of a panic attack. Still don't know to this day why I got them. And they literally just went away.
Wow.
Yeah. And I met one other person who has kind of gone through that. If you sometimes they can be reasons, there can be an undiagnosed, what's the name? There's not always a main cause for anxiety or a panic attack, because at the time I wasn't going through stress. I wasn't going through anything traumatic. Like, I'd only just got back from traveling, so I was pretty chilled. And yeah, it was really, really random. Really random.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, thanks for sharing that. It's actually wow. Okay. It's really weird. I've known for a long time actually. So wow.
I only knew it was related to mental health actually this year.
Oh,
when I had to go and do a workshop about anxiety at this support group that I'm now kind of assisting with, which we'll kind of mention. And as I was doing my research, I was like, hang on a second, wasn't this what I went through? Oh, so it's something to do with mental health. Okay. But I still don't know why I got them.
Got you. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Very random.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, let us know, guys, if anyone else has suffered like that, because it would be nice to know. If you want to, that is. But yeah, wow. Okay. Just a few more questions, guys, and then we're gonna just touch up and close up soon. So where are we? Deep breathing. Delia was exactly no man up, Sagar. It's the opposite. Showing your feelings is stronger. I agree. 100% agree. Anisha, hello. Amar, hello, mate. Delia was saying visual cognitive behavioral therapy through your mental health team via GP. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. And Sharon, what's the difference between a panic attack and an anxiety attack?
I don't think there's much of a difference. I think it's very, very much the same. But from my understanding, a panic attack is slightly more severe than an anxiety attack. And anxiety is like you're feeling quite anxious, but nothing's really kind of like your heart rate might go fast, you might feel a bit sweaty, but it's not so intense. A panic attack can be really full on. Like, I thought I was going to have a seizure. That's how it felt to me.
Okay.
That's how it felt to me.
Okay.
And I thought I was going to go unconscious, and then I was panicking because I was going to have a panic attack. So a panic attack is slightly more severe than an anxiety attack, but they're pretty much the same thing. Okay. Yeah.
I hope that answered your question, Sharon. So we're just going to go on, just leading on to the next part, which I just want Jennal to touch up on what places you can go to for support.
Okay.
So yeah, Jennal, if you can sort of touch up on that, because it'll be nice for people to know who don't know, and that they're not alone.
Yeah, cool. I mean, there are loads of places. Some of the ones I would highly recommend are obviously Mind. Mind are a great charity, mental health charity. And if you go on I have their number, they have like a Mind info line, And through that info line, you can actually find out if there are any particular support groups that are running, so like peer support groups for depression.
Okay.
Do you want me to give out the number?
Just give out the number. We'll put the number in the group as well, but we'll actually say the number now as well.
Okay, so the Mind info line, and this is like across the UK, is the number is 0300 123 3393, and they're open from Monday to Friday 9 to 6. So if you just wanted more information about what specific support there is in your particular area, you can call this number and Mind would find that out for you.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah, that's one of the places. If you are somebody who is going through depression, who is a carer for somebody who's going through depression, I would highly recommend speaking to Samaritans. Yes, they're not qualified counselors as such, but you know, sometimes with someone going through depression, they find it difficult to reach out, don't know who to talk to. Samaritans are brilliant. Okay. They are literally there just to listen, but they are really, really good. I kind of refer a lot of people that I work with, that I support, to Samaritans as another way to kind of reach out should they not want to reach out to family and friends. And that's a free 24-hour helpline. Their number is 116 and 123. Who else? Oh yeah, there's Sane. That's another mental health charity. They also do a lot of like support stuff. They have their own helpline as well. They're really, really good. I would also recommend, again, looking into like IAPT services. So these are like talking therapy services in lots of areas. They are services that provide specific CBT counselling, but you can self-refer. So whichever area you're in, you would just type IAPT, so IAPT, or talking therapies in Harrow, talking therapies in East London. Go on the website, you can self-refer. If you don't want to self-refer, you can also do it through your GP. Okay. The only downside with that, though, is if you wanted one-to-one therapy, unfortunately, the waiting list is huge. Right. Whereas group therapy, you probably would have to wait around a month maximum.
Okay.
So there's just some options there. And another one, can I mention it?
Yeah, of course.
If you do live in Harrow, a friend of mine, Sonam, I don't know if she's on, Sonam Patel, she basically set up an amazing mental health support group back in June last year. And I sort of have come on board this year. It's a mental health support group for South Asians aged 18 to 35. We run it once a month on a Saturday for 2 hours. You don't have to have specific mental health conditions. It's with anybody going through depression, anyone that is going through some sort of mental health, has gone through a mental health journey, or even you just want to come down and you just want to know more about it, right, so you can help somebody else. So it's a really, really good space. We're called Reroute, REROUTE. You can find us on Facebook. So yeah, do come down if you live in Harrow and you're aged 18 to 35.
People who don't have Facebook, how can they connect with you guys?
We do have an email, so reroute2018@outlook.com.
Okay.
Yes.
Amazing. And don't worry guys, we'll post all of this up on the group. So you don't have to remember it, don't worry. Okay, amazing.
And Delia just mentioned Rethink. Yeah, Rethink is another amazing charity to kind of tap into. Again, for all these charities don't just focus on one particular condition. Right. You know, you could go and find out something about schizophrenia, psychosis, personality disorder. There's lots of information on Rethink websites, Sane and Mind. Definitely the three I would recommend.
Okay. And just our final topic, the final part in this topic is we'll Jennal asked, we were trying to work out what we want to cover, and one of the things we were going to cover was, why is depression on the high? What can we all do? Okay, not one person. What can we all do to start breaking down the barriers and stigmas surrounding depression?
A really, really important question. Okay, so to answer the first question, and I know you've been doing some reading around this as well, why is depression on the high? We kind of touched on it before. It is because we are in a very fast-paced kind of world right now, where people are very much thinking about themselves, and we're trying to fit in a lot. Life is busy, all our schedules are busy. When was the last time you actually had like a really good phone call with somebody instead of just messaging?
Long time ago.
Okay. So this is what I mean. There's a lot of disconnection going on.
Yeah.
We need to start now making more of an effort to, whether it's calling people, trying to meet people face to face, start reconnecting with communities.
Mm-hmm.
Like even where I live, I don't know any of my neighbors. That's terrible. I've lived there all my life.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know of them.
Right.
But do we all kind of go around, help each other out?
No,
We've got some old people on our street. She might be dead in her room for all I know, but we don't know because we don't go and check up on each other.
Yeah.
We need to like really kind of get back into that. So that's a reason, one of the reasons why depression is on the high.
Right.
That's why you will see a lot of old people now suffer from loneliness. It's really, really sad. A lot of old people, don't have families, very much on their own, and they go through depression in their old age because of that. There's just not that sense of community anymore, so that's one of the reasons. I think that's one of the main reasons, to be honest. And we're too connected on social media, like on our screens. As much as we be able to do this, stuff like this definitely has its perks, but we've also got to remember when to switch off.
Yeah.
And actually have face-to-face communication, not having these relationships just only online.
Yeah.
So that's one I would say. That's those two
I
main
think definitely
reasons.
Yeah, what we can all start doing actually, can't we? So,
yeah, absolutely.
No, amazing.
Absolutely.
Wow. Okay. Just we were so weird because we were actually just looking for at statistics, and just something so so as of March 2019, which is really recent, it says that here are so latest depression statistics. 300 million people around the world have depression, according to the World Health Organization. 16.2 million adults in the United States.
Wow, that's really high.
Equaling 6.7% of all adults in the country have experienced a major depressive episode in the past year. So yes, there are
And you found out what India was.
So I mean
the world's highest rate of depression.
Yeah. It's when you sort of dig deeper, and I've never done this, by the way, so it's so nice because when I do all these lives, when I start researching the live that I'm doing about, the more and more that I research, it's like, wow, I actually had no idea. And I was saying to Jennal, and she was like, yeah, I'm not shocked.
No, I'm not surprised.
Oh wow, okay, well I'm very shocked. But yes, India is the most depressed country in the world. And just so you know, I just want to go through this. Just why? So wait, if it's here, I think we've lost it. No, we have lost it. Yeah, I will share the link, guys. It'd be something maybe. You might find it very interesting if you want to read up on it more. But yeah, India is literally the first, the most depressed country. A study reported in WHO conducted for National Care of Medical Health states that at least 6.5% of Indian population suffers from some form of serious mental disorder with no, how do you pronounce that? Discernible rural urban differences. Wow. Okay. Though there are effective measures and treatments, there is an extreme shortage of mental health workers like psychologists, psychiatrists, and doctors. As reported latest in 2014, it was as low as 1 in 100,000 people. The average suicide rate in India is 10.9 for every, what's a lakh? Is it 100,000, isn't it? I think I have to check. Okay, 10.9 for every lakh people, and the majority of people who commit suicide are below 44 years of age. Wow, that's very, very young. That follows on from China. Then number 3 is United States, followed by Brazil, Indonesia, Russia, Pakistan, and yeah. So if you, I'll leave the link on the live chat, and yeah, by all means, you know, if you're interested, read up on it. So just quick saying hello to Bella. Bino has just put something up saying, I get panic attacks about death and I start to scream and become uncontrollable, but I get anxiety attacks every Sunday night. I have found a solution that I just need someone to hold me tight and calm down. As I fear death, going back to work on Monday and dealing with prioritizing my work. See the difference? Right. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Wow. Thanks for sharing that, Bina. That's that's very, very deep, actually. Chetan, hello, mate. How are you, mate? Arun, lovely to see you guys. So, look, guys, I hope that helped. I'm seeing a lot of thumbs ups and likes, and yeah, it's lovely. And again, so grateful for that. Thank you very much, guys. But remember, it's all about sharing. I will share my YouTube link as well. So please, if anyone doesn't have Facebook, I will let you know all the other social media platforms that I do put this on. I hope you guys don't mind. It's helped in terms of this live, specifically this live actually. And, you know, there are people out there that want to help. So what I would say, and again, no one has to agree to this or do this. How wonderful would it be if people that did sort of watch this live, and people who have connected, you're already doing it by replying to other people, and that's just off this live.
Yeah.
So if you think, why don't everyone that's joined, why don't we do something in terms of, if there's a comment of someone who's either suffering or whatever it is, why don't you try and help that person out? Okay, you don't have to, and again, but it'll be nice that someone who's suffering from something, and if you've gone through the same journey, just say hello.
Yeah, connect with each other, because if you've kind of gone through the same thing, and yeah,
because you've already done that. So I don't know why it has to stop once we've come off live.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that will be very powerful if everyone can do that. If you think that you can help someone, then please do. Honestly, you know, this is, you might not know. I don't think half the people know everyone here. So it's nice, you know, do that. That's the whole reason for this live. The more, the other thing I would say, share, right? Share this live, guys. I can't stress how important it is. Otherwise, what I'm doing, there's no meaning for it. Yeah. The reason I'm doing this, the reason why all these lovely people are joining me to do a live and taking out the time, right, in the day for them to discuss, go through their journey and go through things like this in more detail, is because we want to help people. We're the outcome is all the same. It's not about, oh my God, Jennal gets more likes, Saga gets more likes. We don't care, you know. So please share this live. I really can't stress that enough. I would also say, you know, and we're going to put this up on the group, but you know, people like Jennal and myself are here to help. So, you know, we are, again, we're not doctors, so there might be something that we don't know what to say, and you know,
but we'll connect you
to the right person.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
reroute,
Reroute.
You know, the charity, the other charities and organizations, sorry, that Jennal touched up on. Get in touch with them, okay? If you have to, you know, reroute is in Harrow, so by all means, Saturday morning, 2 hours. Do you say, you know, try and pop in if you think it's going to help you, then, or let people know. If you know someone that's suffering, then please spread the word.
Yeah.
Okay. I would also say people that have helped me, as in Viraj, who's been on, Viraj, Jennal, you know, both of them have been my coaches in different aspects of life. And I will definitely tag Viraj and Jennal into this. I am sure they would love to help. You know, it's not all about, sometimes just sharing something. As I said, it's so powerful because you've just released a whole load of what's the word I'm thinking of, that, you know, you just feel like, sorry, that's how I feel actually at the moment. But yeah, so by all means, get in touch with people like Viraj and Jennal. I will leave their, I'll tag them in. So yeah, if that's something you can connect with, they've helped me. However, it's worked for me. It might not work for everyone, but you know, there's no harm in reaching out if
absolutely.
you feel that you want to reach out. You know, they're both amazing coaches. They are there just to listen, and they will not you know, there's no expectations, and they don't judge people. That's why they're good at what they do, and that's why I connected with them. So, you know, cool. So definitely connect, guys. You know, I'm hoping. So one thing I want everyone to do today is, if you can, please, not actually if you can, one thing I would say, look, I'm so happy, I think Jennal is as well, we're so happy that we've been talking for 1 hour 35 minutes. And
wow.
yeah, okay. And we have had 97 comments, 30, 31, 32, 33 expressions, emojis, no shares. I think we had 1 share. So guys, everyone, share this. Okay, share this on your link, on your profile, whatever it is that you want to do. Whether it's WhatsApping, I'll send you the link to this live. You know, share it on your WhatsApp profile, or if you think it's going to help. But thank you so much, guys. It's a Sunday evening. I know everyone has connected. I hope this really helped you guys. You know, this is not about us. I really do hope this helped you. We've got Anjani. Hello, Anjani. But you can catch up on this, and as I said, I'll send you the link if you're interested. But it's going to be on my Facebook feed. So if you wanted to catch up on it, then please do. You can catch up on it from the beginning. And yeah, Jennal, any last words?
I think for me, like the main thing is, firstly, thank you to everyone who has joined. It's pretty amazing, men and women.
Yeah,
lots of men, which is just so awesome. I just want everyone to take away one thing from this. So apart from like connecting with people, I think that's amazing. Also, let's start openly talking about mental health. You know, just mental health in general, whether it's about your own experience, whether it's reaching out to somebody at work who you know may be going through something. Let's really start kind of breaking down the barriers by kind of having these conversations, because it's the only way we're going to start moving forward with a topic like mental health. If we still are going to keep quiet about stuff and, you know, after this live, right, switch off, that's it.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Nothing's really kind of going to move forward. And I'm not saying it's easy. It isn't easy, especially if you've gone through your own thing. You don't have to talk about your own experience, but let's just start talking about something, you know.
Yeah,
I think that would be pretty amazing, especially all the men out there. I think it would be really amazing.
Agree.
Yeah,
amazing. So yeah, guys, I hope let us know in the comments. I hope this helped. Delia, thank you for the platform, both of you. Amazing. No, anytime. No, you know what, thanks for listening.
Pleasure. Absolutely.
You know, you've been actually on live for about 1 hour 38 minutes, which means yeah. Amisha, hello. Pretty, thank you. Actually, Pretty, you know what? You've been so engaging, which is yeah, amazing. Thank you so much for all your questions, and you know, you've also replied to other people. So again, going back to that one thing, Bina, thank you both. Thank you. So yeah, what we're going to take from this is we're going to start sharing the live, connect with people. Right, you know who's watched it, because it will tell you who's watched it. You will know who's commented. Go back to their comments. If you can help, please help them. Okay, it's going to make us create our own little community where we can help. And I think that is actually all I got to say.
Cool.
But thank you so much, guys. Honestly, it's been great engaging with everyone, and thank you for all your questions. What if you do want anything else covered? I do ask this all the time. Please leave it in the comments. You know, now that we've done this live, it doesn't mean I just switch off and that's it, finished. I've done my live for the day. Yeah, it's not like that. Please do, you know, leave questions, leave if you want anything specific covered within mental health or any condition, okay, then let me know. You know, connect with me personally if you want, private message me, private message Jennal if you want, and we will try and see when we can cover that topic. And because mental health is, there's so much around mental health, you know, we can't do everything in one live, otherwise we'll be here for 5 hours.
No, we could have talked a lot more about this topic, but we were trying to just
we could have, and I think we were trying to get the main points out. And we're going to do the next one on anxiety, so I will keep you posted. So do keep tuned with my Facebook, and I will let you know when the next live is. We're just going to work out a good time that works for both of us. And then share it. If you know anyone that suffers from it, then please do let them know. And I think that is about it.
Yeah, amazing.
No, but thank you, Vishal.
So much, everyone.
CBT is fantastic, but you need to really work on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Yeah,
absolutely.
You're right.
Yeah.
I think anything, guys, you know, if you
what work you put in, that's the result you get, right? So yeah, that's how it works.
And that's with anything, literally. You know, you can go to all these personal development courses,
right? But still, but
if you don't do anything with it, then it means nothing.
Right,
so you know, you need to reflect on what you're doing, and actually reflect. You know, realize why you're doing something, because that will help you get more benefit out of that. Okay. Bina, thank you. Yogita, thank you guys for hosting this topic anytime. And Sharon Wilkinson, thank you both. Keep what's the word?
Keep you guys posted.
That's it. Yeah. I keep using my words. I'll keep you guys posted on the next live. And we've got just 2 other lives that we've got, just so you know, as well as the mental health one. We've got a live with someone that suffers from major thalassemia, and I'm gonna be I can't wait. It's gonna be it's going to be very powerful. So that's something you might know of him. He's all around. He does a lot for the NHS and for the blood donation group. And I had no idea that he suffered from it until I saw a really, really big, I think A0, A-2, whatever poster of him at Westfield. So yeah, he's his name's I'm going to keep you in there, so I want you to tune into that. So I'm not going to say much about him. And I've also got another live, which is someone that I reached out to, and they've agreed that they want to do a live with me, which is amazing. And I will, I will actually keep you updated in the group, actually, because I forgot what she actually suffers from. But it's something that a lot of people suffer from it, and it suffers. People who suffer from it are pregnant women. So yeah, pregnant women suffer from this condition, and I will put this up later on. But thank you very much, guys. Much love. Enjoy the rest of the evening and have an amazing week.
Thank you.
See you guys. Thank you very much for connecting today. Bye bye.